Welcome to this Introduction to Absolute Health. During the past 34 years, I've collected a host of natural remedies, a series of proven methods for improved function, and a variety of ideas to help people overcome the need for expensive disease care. If you follow all of the lectures to the logical conclusions, you will learn how to achieve a status of absolute health. This introduction consists of a few slides that I hope will give you an understanding of the concept of health and explain the misconceptions of health and disease care. There are 7 basic keys to achieving absolute health. The first key is understanding. There are also 7 fundamental elements as well. The purpose of this short introduction is to go through the 7 keys and the 7 elements. These are the 7 elements to health. Each is important in and of itself, and they are collectively important for the achievement of absolute health. First is physical health, which involves taking care of ourselves by eating right, exercising, taking the indicated food supplements, and having routine fitness and functional exams, and eliminating all forms of toxicity from the body. It discourages the use of tobacco, drugs, and alcohol. Second is social health, which addresses interpersonal relationships and helps individuals to enter into successful and fulfilling relationships with family, friends, and significant others. Third is spiritual health, which involves finding meaning and purpose in life, which gives individuals the strength to cope with despair and helps us feel good about being alive. Next, emotional health, which addresses interpersonal relationships and gives one a better understanding of their feelings and emotions. Fifth is intellectual health, which involves the maintaining of cognitive stimulation to prevent mental stagnation. Learning is seen as a lifelong process of mental challenges and creativity. Next is vocational health, which addresses career goals and paths and finding a balance between life at home and work. And finally, global health, which includes the connection between personal well-being and the broader world in which we live. It addresses intellectual awareness, environmental issues, diversity, and global unity. Absolute health is a lifelong process with no end point. It is a state of optimal being, not simply the absence of illness or disease, but an improved quality of life resulting from enhanced physical, mental, and spiritual health. Now I will briefly introduce the 7 keys to physical health. Each of these items may have a variety of lectures specific with details. The first is that understanding that all 7 elements must be clearly understood and integrated into a lifelong process of achievement. First is dietary modification, including eating the right balance and amounts of the right foods, eliminating the foods that are detrimental to your health, and eating foods that will help your health. This sounds complicated and difficult, but it is very simple once an understanding of a few concepts is reached. Global elimination of toxicity is a challenge in our world today because so many environmental items have become toxic to our bodies in different ways. Supplementation of our food is critical as we have depleted our soil and processed our food in such a way as to render some ingredients inert and depleted others to the point that our bodies cannot obtain the necessary items just by eating right. Reduction of stress is a concept that involved both the reduction of stress that we experience in daily life, some of which we cannot control, and the storage of stress within our bodies, most of which we can control. Lifestyle modification involves the discovery of behaviors that cause dysfunction or disease and their modification or elimination. As we understand disease to be a normal functional process of the body gone wrong, We clearly want to identify the causes and modify them or eliminate them. Finally, exercise for health is a concept that involves the stimulation of the body by movements. Movement is life, and lack of movement is death. At all levels of body function, movement is critical. Effective exercise creates movement and stimulation of body functions. In order to exercise effectively, movement capability must be achieved and maintained. The state of absolute health is a condition in which the body functions exactly as it was designed, and the immune system prevents the onset of any disease. As life progresses, the condition of absolute health gradually deteriorates due to various deficiencies, and the disease processes begin. After a while, symptoms appear. Some diseases show symptoms early on, and some do not. The presence of symptoms is not a good indicator of the state of health. As disease processes go unchecked, cellular death gradually progresses, and organ systems become dysfunctional or fail, and eventually the body becomes sick and dies. Most people react to the symptoms and seek interventions in various forms before that happens, but long after the disease process has begun. When we begin this process early, the body has a much better chance of becoming and remaining healthy. Here, we seek to achieve health and prevent the onset of disease. Absolute health is a marvelous concept that is not being discussed or even considered in the world today. The quote, healthcare delivery system is truly focused on the intake of more patients and the maintenance of more patients. So, what is absolute health? It is the idea that each individual person has the use of a body designed and created to function well, generally without the need of any interference. It must be provided with proper ingredients and stimulants to function, be void of toxicity, and then left alone to function. How do we get there? By following the concepts provided in this lecture series, everyone can approach this goal. All items must be understood and followed. How long will it take? It will take 3 generations to achieve absolute health and the absence of disease. The present generation must begin to follow all of the concepts, feed their children properly, and produce children who have not been subjected to the health mistakes we are currently making. But if you start now, you will start to feel better in no time. It takes only 60 to 90 days to reverse disease processes and replace deficiencies once you begin. What will it cost? When we consider the cost of disease care, the cost of this type of lifestyle will be much less. Spend money on good food, and it will cost a little more at first, but the need for doctor visits, medical testing, and insurance will gradually and continually diminish over time. All right, what do we do next? How do we proceed? Well, set up an appointment to begin the assessment of your health with the Absolute Health Clinic if you have not already done so. Study the lectures in the matrix in the order recommended by the little red numbers in each. Set up a compliance schedule for yourself. Commit to begin to learn and live each concept, and then get your family members to follow the same schedule. Everyone in the family must learn and make the same changes, or you will have great difficulty achieving this goal. It will prove to be the best course of action you will have ever taken. Good luck.